Let's talk about funding tertiary education now. And this time we're talking about UniMAC. And you know that UniMAC is now more than what you knew, the Ghana Institute of Journalism. Now you have NAFTI and other institutions on board, bringing them together to become UniMAC. But in terms of funding education of tertiary students, the government first year stress-free project is on, and many students are benefiting. But is that enough? What about those who get to year 2, year 3, year 4? How do they fund the rest of the education? Many students from UniMAC are struggling to pay what is required of them to be able to go through the education. And how is the student body, the SRC, supporting these students? My guest in the studio will let us know exactly what the UniMAC SRC Agyenkwa Endowment Fund is all about. Larry Al-Hassan is the PRO of the SRC Agyenkwa Endowment Fund. Hafiz, good morning. I hope you are doing great.
I'm doing great. I'm highly favored.
Let's start the conversation from here. So many of students, and I'm sure not UniMAC alone, are unable to fund the education, pay their school fees.
Right.
How troubling, how worrying is that?
Honestly, a lot of the students are struggling, especially those who find it difficult landing jobs
Whilst in school.
Mostly it's during the vacation period. Some try to gather some coins to be able to support themselves. But because of sometimes how the school fees are high and coupled with other expenses, it becomes very difficult meeting the demands of school fees especially.
I see. So that there are students from UniMAC who, for one reason or the other, are unable to pay their fees.
A lot, from NAFTI to the Institute of Languages to the Institute of Journalism. A lot are unable to pay their fees.
What is the range? I mean, so for instance, for public universities, exactly how much are some of these students supposed to pay?
A lot of them pay ranging from 3,000 to over 20,000. But when it comes to UniMAC, from the research I've done across the institute, the range is between 3,000 and 15,000. With UniMAC, NAFTI student tends to pay more compared to other institutes. For Institute of Journalism and Institute of Languages, the price is relatively less.
As the guys from NAFTI who are hard hit.
Very, very, very hard hit.
And this 15,000, between 3,000 and 50,000 is for the year, right?
Yeah, the 2 semesters in a year.
And you early on mentioned that some students actually work during vacation to raise money.
Yes, especially during the long work. So during the short period, that is after the first semester, most of them are unable to raise a lot of funds. And a lot of them have been crying to the SRC.
Right.
The Koyo Mikaya-led administration has heard their cry, and we brought an intervention called the Agyenkwa.
We'll come to talk about that.
Right.
But tell me, so a student unable to pay his or her fees, what is the consequence in terms of exam writing, in terms of moving to the next level?
So you have to defer, because once you can't even register, once you can't pay your fees, you can't register your courses, because you need to pay more than half of the school fees to enable you to get access to the portal to register your courses. So the number one consequence is you can't even attend lectures because you don't know which lecture hall you belong to, which lecturer is your teacher.
Once you have not registered, there's no way you would know.
There is no way. So you have to defer. You have no option than to defer. And if you don't defer and you still come and hang around on campus, no one recognizes. It
means that you'll be wasting your resources.
You're wasting time. So you have to defer.
Then comes in the SRC Agyenkwa Endowment Fund.
Right.
Even before this fund, is the SRC thinking of perhaps engaging student leadership and then the management of the institute, or possibly a higher authority about perhaps agreeing a way out for students who are unable to pay immediately but can pay after the course? Is there a possibility of that kind of engagement?
Yes, the SRC, especially for UniMAC, the Koyo Mikaya-led administration, have been proactive when it comes to student business in that regard. So they've been an engagement with the management, especially the Dean of Students, Dr. Isaac Tando.
Tando, right.
Yeah, with regards to that area. So mostly, even though there are deadlines to the payment of fees, it's just to get the student to be reactive or proactive in a way to be able to meet the deadlines. Even though, if, for instance, the deadline has been slated for as 1st May, the academic affairs doesn't close.
It's not strict.
It's not too strict.
They allow some room for those who are struggling to come in.
So thereby extending the period for those who are yet to meet the more than half fees to be able to register their course.
The SRC Endowment, SRC Agyenkwa Endowment Fund, what is it?
So the SRC Agyenkwa Endowment Fund, I want you to know that this is the first time UniMAC is having a centralized SRC body after the Act of Parliament merged the 3 institutes, the Institute of Journalism, the Institute of Languages, and the Institute of Film and Television. So the SRC Agyenkwa Endowment Fund is a student-led initiative, a student lifeline intervention project that seeks to take the burden of students, especially struggling students, to be able to continue their education. So the slogan for the current SRC administration, which is the Koyo Mikaya-led administration, was the Come Along Agenda.
Right.
With the Come Along Agenda, it's more than just words. It is action. And it was a promise to the student body, and the student body believed in the agenda. And then they voted massively for the Koyo Mikaya-led administration. So for us, we are not leaving any student behind.
Right.
We are coming in for struggling students who cannot pay their fees. A lot of students are crying in that regard, and they are calling for the intervention. And God willing, tomorrow will be launching
the fund. This fund is then supposed to become a port where students who need help can access. Right. How are you raising the funds?
So, chunk of the funds, portions of the fund is from the SRC coffers. So currently we have
through student contributions.
Yes,
their dues.
Through student contributions, as you rightly mentioned. So the SRC dues. So currently we have 30,000 Ghana cedis, which has been designated by the Koyo Mikaya-led administration to take care of the cost.
The seed of that fund, the endowment,
yes.
30,000 as a seed capital for the endowment fund. Right.
So currently, with the help of the committee led by Mrs. Pamela Selassie Fiado, who is the chairperson of the committee, we are trying to find other ways and means to be able to add up to the 30,000. Because mind you, a student in NAFTI, 2 students in NAFTI can finish that fund.
Their fee can wipe out the entire seed capital.
Exactly. So it is in that regard we are looking at other avenues to see how best we can collaborate with stakeholders and other means to raise funds to be able to add up to the seed capital so that a lot of the students who are struggling to pay their fees will benefit from the endowment fund.
And so you're not only limiting mobilizing the funds from students, but you're seeking attention also from the corporate world?
Right. So from the corporate world to NGOs to the government bodies like the Student Loan Trust Fund, we've extended an invitation to the CEO. We've also extended an invitation to the Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, and then other key stakeholders. The alumni forms part of the most important key stakeholders as far as our institution is concerned. So we are also looking at raising funds from the alumni body. We have the Deputy Bank of Ghana CEO, who is an alumni of UniMAC, among other several others. A lot of our alumni are in UNDP. We have Naninche Rahim, who is an alumni of the school. A lot of journalists. If I start, I wouldn't be able to finish.
Right. So Let's look at the criteria. So you have said just 2 students from the IFT could eventually wipe out the capital. So how are students going to access this?
So tomorrow, God willing, we'll be launching the fund. When we launch the fund, we are opening the portal for applications. The SRC just created its new website, UniMAC After you fill in or you apply for the fund, the committee led by our able chairperson, Mrs. Pamela Salasi-Fiado, and other able committee members, including myself, who is the PRO, would now look at the applications we've received and shortlist the applicants. And then we proceed to doing an interview and vetting and some sort of investigation so that we can make sure, we'll make sure that the people who are deserving of the fund actually get it. Because, you know, some students might be greedy. They might not need the fund that much. But
once the opportunity is there.
Yes, they will say, let me apply. Even though they have their school fees sorted, they are okay. But there are several others who are really struggling to pay their fees. And those are our targets.
And so the one key issue is about making sure those who access the fees pay back. We saw difficulty with the student loan scheme. Are these points you're looking at in order to make sure that the fund is sustainable, paying back by those who get the opportunity?
Thankfully, the Koyo Mikaya-led administration, we are not looking at the beneficiaries paying back, not at all, because we believe that as young people, we are now just done. We are just done. Even if you are done with school, you are not going into the job market. So we want you to concentrate and build yourself. Once you are out there, you can come back and support the fund that the subsequent SRC administration will be rolling out. So for us, we are not seeking to get the beneficiaries to pay back. What we want is anytime you graduate and leave UniMAC, come back and do something
once
for the student.
You are a beneficiary.
Yes.
We are urging you to look back at what you got and come back and support.
Right, because there are several others, like you, the beneficiary, who are struggling to pay their fees. So we are urging that anytime you complete and you're in the job market, we don't need much. Just contribute your quota. Every CD really counts for us.
What about if anybody asks whether such a scheme can be sustainable?
Yes, it is actually sustainable.
Because I'm taking and I'm not paying back. SNIT grants the student loan trust and we have to pay back. But in this situation, we're getting the opportunity and yet we don't have to pay back. Can it be sustainable?
Yes, it can be sustainable because right after the launch, the main purpose of the launch is to raise funds. Right after the launching, we have other process and procedures as well as strategies we've put in place to be able to raise more funds. We have a lot of organizations who are ready and willing to support students anytime, any day. For us, we don't want to burden beneficiaries of this fund to come back or to quickly be willing to pay back. So for us, we are urging that once you benefit and then you are doing okay, just come back and support. Because mind you, we have a lot of organizations. We have when I was looking at the UniMAC archives, the Lebanese community, which myself, I have a very good relationship with, especially Mr. Tariq Marabe, who is the CEO of Ku Fire Safety. He is one of the leaders in the Lebanese community, the ambassador of the Lebanese community. They supported UniMAC with scholarships.
Right.
Aside that, there are other NGOs, a lot of them, that we are looking out for partnerships. So our doors are open for such partnerships. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I'm reiterating that we don't want to burden the students at all. So we want everybody to focus and then build themselves to a certain level so that they can come back and support the students who are struggling to pay their
fees. Look into your camera. We're wrapping up our conversation. Speak to the stakeholders, those who matter. The endowment fund, they see this 30,000 cedis for those who are willing and ready to come and support UniMAC.
Right. My name is Hafiz Larry Al-Hassan, the PRO for the Agyenkwa Endowment SRC Fund. So we are appealing to various stakeholders, from the government agencies, from the Ministry of Education itself to the Student Loan Trust Fund and other agencies of the government, as well as NGOs and corporate organizations like KGL, who have been very supportive to journalists in this country. Among other organizations, our doors are open for partnership, and then we are looking forward to hearing from you. When we knock on your doors, we hope you open your arms and receive us so that we can support struggling students in UniMAC campus. Aside that, to my respected colleague student in UniMAC, to the struggling students, the Kuyo Mikaya-led administration has heard your cry, and we are bringing to you the SRC Agyenkwa Endowment Fund, which will be launching 30th of April, which is at the seminar hall, exactly 10 a.m. Come and support, and would really appreciate. And to the stakeholders and other dignitaries we've extended our invitations to, we are looking forward to seeing you. Thank you so much.
All right, Hafiz, thank you too for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow and see how we'll give you all the support that you need. Hafiz Larry Al-Hassan is a PRO of the SRC Agyenkwa Endowment Fund of UniMAC. The launch is tomorrow. Your opportunity to go there and support. Hafiz, once again, thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you too for watching. Nana Kwekwedu and Ken were my co-presenters. Have a wonderful Wednesday morning. The rains are out. Be careful where you're driving, and make sure that your electrical gadgets are turned off when you are leaving home or your office. My name is Bright Nana. Have a good morning and stay right here on Bullet TV. Good morning.